This is a difficult issue, okay? We want to understand ourselves. The brain is who we are. If we transplant my brain into your body, everybody would think that you are you because you look the same, but you would think that you are me because you have my brain inside you. So the personality is in the brain and not in the shape of the body. So understanding how the brain works is very important or basic question of understanding ourselves. We cannot say that we understand ourselves until we understand also how brain works. The question of how it works is a multi-level question. You know the structure of the brain, we know very well in principle. We know how the individual nerve cells function. We know how two nerve cells interact with each other. This is on the very low level. On the other hand, we know many things about human psychology. Its behavior, emotion, motivations, cognitive properties of the brain. But this gap between the individual neurons and the function of the whole brain in a human being is empty. We don't understand how things in between happen. And I think if we don't understand this, we can't say that we understand ourselves. Now, certain issues may be never understood. For instance, the issue of free will. Is there a free will, or it's all chemical, physical processes that come out with a result? This may be a question that we cannot answer ever. But understanding how other things, how memory are formed, how they are recalled from the storage, how we understand the environment around us. We can see lines and contours and shades and so on, but how we make out of these objects, and if there are several objects, how we know where one object finishes and other starts. Even these simple perceptual properties is still a mystery how it's made. So it is clear that if we don't understand how these things are generated, we cannot say that we understand ourselves. It is one say to say that vision is here and audition is here and motor functions are here. It's all very important medically if you want to treat something, but it doesn't tell you how we see or understand what we hear or make complex movements with our hands. And to understand this, we really have to progress in brain science way beyond more what we do nowadays. If you look on individual people or animals, they have interesting capacities. But the difference between us and animals is so large, not just because our brain is bigger. The brain of an elephant is bigger than our brain. And the brain of the porpoise, the dolphin, is more complicated and convoluted than our own brain. Yet we are certainly superior in these animals. The proof is that the elephants, they go around in our circus and not us in the circus of elephants. Okay, so we are superior to elephants. And this is, in my view, mostly because of cooperation between people. Now, many animals, they live in groups or herds or tribes for monkeys, and they cooperate to more or less degrees together. But people do this much more, and it's not just cooperation among the group that lives now, it's also the cooperation through generations. Because of speech and later writing and reading, we can build what we know now on previous generations, which builds on previous generation, and so on. So this cooperation, both as a group of people living now and cooperation of mankind through their generation, has brought us to places which are way beyond what groups of animals, even if they are wise animals like elephants, can achieve together. I think that if we can, by education, enhance this idea of cooperation, both in space for people who live now and in time across the generation, we can get much more higher possibilities, standards of livings, quality of livings than we have today. Now, in the past, say a group of monkeys, they can do things together only as long as they can communicate with each other. We see today that with the internet, Skype and so on, cellular phones, people can cooperate in much wider groups. And understanding this ability and using it to progress mankind gives us a potential to do and get much farther than when we are now.